This is Eric from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're going to check out the Arcade Momentum Belt, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the biggest selling point of this belt, and pretty much every belt except for a few from Arcade, is the buckle. So this buckle may look, I don't know how it looks on the 4K from the camera, but it looks like metal or looks like a harder material than it is. It actually is made of plastic. So when you go through airport security, you do not technically have to take it off. I've noticed that in my experience with flying with this belt or other Arcade belts as well, is that if the TSA agent or the airport security agent can see the belt, they'll probably ask you to take it off. But if they can't see it, they won't, and you'll get through without a problem because there is no metal on this belt, and that's the reason you have to take your belt off. So the buckle is made of plastic. It's a very hard plastic. I've tested, I think, 3 or 4 of these, and I wear one of these all the time. I've never had a problem with the belt buckle. It's, again, plastic, but it's remained pretty durable. I've taken this thing on hikes. I've taken one to New York, New Orleans, Chicago, a bunch of different places, and it has just held up very well. It's got 2 buttons on either side here. So I should have 1 button on either side, 2 buttons total. You have to hit both of them for it to come out. You can't just hit one. You have to hit both, so it's not just gonna get knocked open very easily. Then we have a V-shaped buckle on this side, and it just kind of slots in nicely. It used to have more of a rectangular one, which was a little bit harder to get in, put into the other side of the buckle, but that has been fixed with the new V design. So that's the biggest selling point of this thing. I would say the second selling point is the stretchiness of the material. So as you can see, it does have some very nice stretch to it. It is 85% post-consumer recycled reprieve polyester and then 15% rubber. So you get a really good stretch from this. I find you do get a bit more of a stretch from this belt than you do from other Arcade belts. One thing I think that adds to that is the design. It's kind of hard to show you those little tiny circles there. So those, it sounds silly to say the belt is a little bit more breathable because you don't really need a belt to be like super breathable, but it just stretches really nicely. I think it also adds a nice texture. I think this belt dresses up a little bit better than some of the other Arcade belts, which seem a little bit more adventure-y, or just, I don't really know the word for it, but it just looks a little bit nicer. I think I actually wore this to a more formal event, and I'm not the most formal person, but this worked for the outfit that I was wearing, and nobody noticed or said anything. So very happy with this material. I don't think it's as durable because of all those holes. So I think that you do lose a little bit of durability with all the holes in this thing, but overall, pretty happy with it. I did take it on some bike rides, some hikes, and it's performed well. It looks pretty much brand new. Something that some of the other Arcade belts I've noticed have had a problem with in the past is just a little bit of fraying, and that is not the case with this one, at least so far in testing, so pretty happy with that. On this side over here, we do have a little strap keeper. It's made of elastic, so you can pull it like that, and it just keeps things nice and organized. The strap is on the other side anyway, so it's not really going to look bad, but it kind of keeps it from like furling up like this and making you uncomfortable. So this belt is just generally catered to make you as most comfortable as possible. One, so you don't have to take it off at the airport, which is just an uncomfortable thing to have to do, and just to be comfortable while you're wearing it all the time. So very happy with how this has performed, both in the buckle and not having to take it off at the airport, and the stretchiness of the belt. And I haven't noticed it stretching out at all. I haven't had to adjust it since I adjusted it the first time when I first got it. So this belt has held up very well, and I really appreciate the texture and just overall look. If you are enjoying this, please throw a like on the video, drop a comment down below about whether or not you've used an Arcade belt before, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So when it comes to packability, this is not the most packable belt. I'll just kind of roll it up here so you can kind of see about what it is when it is, I would say, packed up. And there aren't a ton of super packable belts out there. As far as belts go, this one is okay. The biggest thing for me is if you're going on a longer trip, or you're going on a more like a trip where for like you have a formal event that you're going to, which you're going to be there for a couple of days, typically you're going to have to bring 2 belts, and depending on the events that you're going to, you might be able to get by with just 1 Arcade belt or 1 Momentum belt here. So depending on the trip that you're going on, you might be able to get by with just 1 belt, and that makes this almost more of a packable belt than other ones you would bring because you're not bringing 2 belts, you're just bringing 1 belt. You see we're inside out there. So when it comes to actual size of this belt, it is 1.5 inches wide, which is 3.81 centimeters, and 30 to 40 inches in waist width. So that's 76.2 to 101.6 centimeters. So this one only comes in these sizes for now. A lot of other Arcade belts come in a thinner size and a longer size for people who need different size belts. So maybe we'll see that in the future, but it's kind of more of a masculine fit right now because it's more of a masculine size belt, but overall pretty happy with the size for me personally. So here at Pack Hacker, pretty much everyone on the team has an arcade belt, and we have 1,000,001 of these things just around the office. So I have 2 different arcade belts here just to illustrate a few things. The biggest thing for me when it comes to the more modern iterations of like the Atlas belt and stuff like that, which is one of our favorite belts that we have here at Pack Hacker, is the Atlas belt, and quite a few of their other belts come in that skinnier size and longer sizes, which I mentioned, which the Momentum currently does not do that. And something else to notice, if you look at it's kind of hard to show you on camera, this one is a little bit more matte, the Momentum, whereas the other belt buckles are a little bit shinier, as you can see. And something else to notice, you can really tell the difference in the texture here and those holes which I was mentioning. So if you see me pull it here, this one is just pulling a little bit easier than this one down here is. This one still has a ton of snap back to it, so I can't really knock the other arcade belts. It's just something that I've noticed while wearing it. And they do look very similar in the different iterations of the belt buckle, but if you bring back an even older one, you can see these things do change over time. So this is the newest version of this belt buckle. As you can see, the second most recent iteration does look very similar. It's got smaller buttons and it's got that same V design. But if you go even further back now, this one is the rectangle style that I was talking about. So you really do have a lot of upgrade since some of the early versions of this belt. I think that it's gotten better with each iteration. I really do like the matte finish that it has now, and the V design also makes it very easy to attach. So I think that this is probably the most versatile belt, but it doesn't feel as durable to me as the arcade belt and some of the other belts that I've tested from arcade. So it just depends what you're looking for and the vibe you're looking for. So there you have it, the arcade Momentum belt. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.